Okay, so in this part we will be doing the add account, a form that will allow us to add the account. And in the beginning what I will do is that before we move it to a component, I will code everything in this and the same thing we did with the accounts table, we will move it. Okay, once we are done, we can move it to the to the to its own place. So the way we will do this is actually like this. First of all, I have been making a mistake here, and if this is accounts, this has to be also accounts, set accounts, not accounts. So and we have used this function in the handle delete and handle type change. So what I will do is that I will refactor, right click, please do not just put s here or else all of your functions will crash. Right click, refactor, rename, and just put s on it. Okay, so it should become like accounts now. So once you do that, then if you open those methods, they will all now have what? Accounts and set accounts. Okay, it's really important you name it accounts, because now we will create another state called account that will track our form. So let's start with the add. And one more thing I have done is that I wrapped my this thing into by a div. Okay, so just wrap it by a div because we want to put the form here, and as you know, we can only return a single element from the return. If you do two elements, it will not work. Either you have to use a plus sign, which is ugly, basically like this. For example, if I want to return another div here and I try to do this, it will not allow me. As you can see, it will crash. It says, hey, you cannot do this. But if you put plus sign here, it sometimes it works. Or what you can do actually is sometimes you will see people doing this empty empty thing surrounding everything. Okay, so I don't want to do both of this. What I want to do is just wrap it with a normal div and do this. Okay, and in here I will start coding the form. So where is my form? If you go to the old public here and you go to add accounts, now you can copy this form, just copy it and go back to accounts, and now you can paste it right here. When you paste it, please do not run your application yet because we need to fix a couple of things. The first thing you need to fix is to do this required close. So every tag in JSX, because this is the syntax is called JSX, right? It's not HTML, and it needs every tag to be closed. So if you have label, it should be closed, a form should be closed, and so on and so forth. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when we call methods, we don't use this quotations, we use this type of thing, right? This curly braces. So we would not create this method yet, we will be creating it soon. So just remove this on click, the whole thing altogether. Okay, and if you save it and go up, go to your Chrome browser and refresh it, now you should be able to see the form above the table. Okay, now let's go back, and now what we will do is we want to keep this form values into a state. So the way we do that is first we will create another state, and I could reuse this. I'll repeat this line of code, okay, the same line of code, but instead of now accounts, I will just have account, and instead of set accounts, I will just have set account. Okay, and next I will not do get accounts. I'll remove this thing, and the initial value will be an empty object. So it's almost the same thing, but please be careful, there are no s's here. This is just set account, and there's accounts, and in here it says account, and in here you are passing basically an array of stuff, and in here it's just an empty object. So you will see now why we need all of these things soon. Now because I want to link this account to my form and bind to it. Okay, so next is whenever I want to, as I said, I want to link my state to the form, and the way you do that is you create a function called handle change. So handle change will receive e, which is an event, and what it will do is it will just log this name of input colon and comma e dot target dot name. Okay, and repeat the same line and just say value of input is e dot target dot value. Okay, now every time the selection changes, I will put this down, and in the selection level here, not in the options, as soon as the selection changes, so I can listen to the on change listener, and I will say, hey, pass to me the event, so please call handle change and pass the e. And I do the same thing, the same exact thing for the balance. So whenever the balance is entered, I'm saying, hey, please call the e dot handle change e, so which means they will call this method. Okay, and now I want to show you what e dot target dot name will have and e dot target dot value will have when change happens to this two input fields. So let's go to the Chrome browser where your application is running, and now if you refresh it first of all, and let's close other tabs, and whenever I select, first of all right click inspect, it's important, so you can see here console, and whenever I change this to saving, what happens? Name of input is account type and the value is saving. So where are this thing coming from? The selection's name is what? Account type, and the value that we selected right now at the moment is saving. So here also in the balance, the input field name is balance, and if you put some value 1 2 3, look what happens. As soon as I put 1, a change happens, so my function is called, and when I put 2, again my function is called, and when I put 3, my function is called. So every time you put a value, it keeps on calling that function. Okay, if you remove a value, it keeps calling that function because there is change happening to the field, and this is the change listener. Okay, so what we will do is basically I want to link the value, the target name, to become my account's name, and the value to become the value. So it will look something like this. So my account will be account type saving, and balance colon to be the whatever number the user entered. So this is what I am trying to create by using this e.target.name and e. So this part is the name, this part is the value, this part is the name, this part is the value. So how do you do that? It's simple. First of all, we need to get whatever account had before we modify anything. So you will say const new account equals to extract everything that account has. So we don't want, first of all, modifying anything before we extract it. Next, we will say in the new account, find e.target.name, there you go, equals to e.target.value. So this basically will create, if the property is there, it will do what? It will modify its value. If the property is not there, it will create that property and assign what? This value. Now what's left is, I'll remove all of this. What's left is to set our account with this new values. Okay, so what you will say is set account, and then, and please be careful, it's not set accounts. This is not accounts, it's account, because we're working with a single account, and I will put what? An account. So with this, we are always keeping the new values of the form. So by the time the user submits the form, so we go to the form and say on submit, we will call a method that we have, let's say e handle add account, and we will be creating this method handle add account. We don't have it yet, and we will pass to it e. Now let's create handle add account. So what does handle add account do? We will write function handle add account, and what handle add account does is, first of all, it prevents this form from being submitted, so we prevent it. Next, we will get everything that was inside the accounts, so we'll say const new accounts. Now we want to push this account into the accounts because it's submitted, the form is submitted. That means they want us to add this account to the accounts. Okay, so what we will do is that now we will say new accounts, go ahead and extract the old accounts. Okay, then to the new accounts do a push. And what are you going to push? You will push this account, okay, this current account. So I will push this account that I was handling the change for. So I have the form values. This account, of course, will have the form values, but of course this account now, because it will not have what dot underscore ID, this will not be there. So let's just assign a random value, which is or a fixed value, no problem, 22. Okay, we'll just assign 22, it doesn't matter. Okay, oh, so there is a mistake here. I realized something in the new accounts. So we are setting again accounts, so no change will happen. So what we need to do is actually we need to set new account. So in the handle change, what we need to set is not account, but it should be new account, okay, in the handle change. So you need to fix this. Next is, of course, if you now go and run to your Chrome, and let's refresh it, and now select saving and some number submit, now it's added. Okay, and if I now do current and put some more number, then it adds it. Of course, when these two numbers are the same, it will throw error warning and saying that, hey, the ID should not be the same, and this is happening because of our accounts table. If you check the accounts table here, we have for every TR we are given it the account ID as a unique number. So the way to solve this is simple. If you use, now we don't want to complicate it because we are going to get from the server and every ID will be different, but just for now we will just assign account underscore ID 22. It doesn't matter. You could also use UUID to fix this and it should be fine. So I could do now import for now UUID from UUID, and you could just basically assign here UUID.v4, and every time we have an account it should now show us a unique account. Okay, and if I refresh this and do not saving, sorry, if you put saving on the top, current, and you put some balance and submit it, it will submit for you this new balance, and saving and put some number and it should keep adding for you. Okay, alright, so this is how we add an account, and in the next tutorial I will try to kind of fix this mess and try to move this whole thing to its own place. Okay, see you in the next one.